Feels like I've been gone on the road forever, living my dreams and traveling around. But I crave the time that we spend together. So as soon as I touch down, I'll be on my way, speeding to your place. Cause I miss your brown skin and those freckles scattered all across your face. So it's your love that gets me through. When days get tough and I'm impatient, I just keep myself cool and think of
I know, and I cut it short. Because if you want to listen to the rest of it, go to Jay Rennell's YouTube at JERONELLE, Jay Rennell on YouTube. Dude can fucking sing. And last time I didn't get to play this one. But if that doesn't make you want to have some babies, I don't know what fucking does it. All right?
Yeah, and that was one of the 3 that I recommended because it's dude, like you said, like how do you not hear
like that?
And don't imagine?
I could imagine on any pop radio station, you could turn that on and it would fit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like nobody would be like, oh, what the? No, like nobody would be like, oh, what the hell is this? It would be like, oh, what the fuck is this? You know, like I could feel people would get into this shit. But blow this man up on fucking YouTube because he deserves it. But we are back. It's BJ.
And I'm Gene.
Yes.
And this is the show Won't Remember a Thing. The show where we are stuck in a time capsule today, and today is December 19th, 2020.
And I mean, this is late at night, but Gene, we got something exciting for you guys.
Cooking.
Yes, something cooked for you guys for the, 2021 first podcast?
The new year.
First episode?
Something new for the new year.
Yes. And Gene's he is so happy that he did what he did, and you'll figure out what it is when we put it up.
Oh my God. It's something I wanted to do before we even recorded the first episode.
Oh my God. But there was no way it was ever going to happen then.
But hey, speaking of episodes, we tend to reference things that could use a visual. So when you hear this, that means go ahead and
check it out.
If you want to.
If you want to. I mean, you don't have to. But you probably should.
Before we get to anything, I gotta express something.
What's that?
Because I've been really jazzed by it for it's been a few months now. Are you caught up with Mandalorian? Have you at least finished season 1?
Yeah, I finished season 1.
Okay, so you saw when Burb popped up, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I thought of you when I saw that episode, so I'm glad that I didn't know if you finished it or not. Okay,
yeah,
but have you been watching season 2 at all?
I have not seen any of season 2, but I don't mind spoilers. So
no, I'm not going to spoil this for you. I'm going to tell you like this: this is the greatest show ever televised,
and that's fair because even season 1 was really fucking good.
And I know, and they managed to do
the
something
Yoda
better.
egg eating thing. That's in season 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and here's my thing with you fucking people out there, or whoever the fuck was like, oh, he's eating it was like a rare species of alien for whatever.
Yeah, like a damn near extinct race.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They're made up. Who the fuck cares if Baby Yoda eats an egg of an almost extinct race that doesn't even exist?
It's what that moment meant for that character of Baby Yoda.
But he's also 50. What, you expect him to still be a kid? He's probably a little debacle, little asshole sometimes. Literally, by that, from what I saw, he got the egg, looked right at him, and...
No, like I told you, like when you brought it up to me when that episode was the episode of the week, I wasn't bothered by it. I saw it as like, oh, it's cool. They're making him like a real kid. Like he's not some pure like godsend. Like, okay, he's a little rascal at times.
Right, and you even see it in I can't remember what episode it is in the first season, but like when he's in the ship and then he's just like touching buttons.
Touching shit, and that still carries on in the second season. Even more so, like you say, like he's eating eggs, like, and he's being told not to, and how important it is not to, and he's still he can't help but be a little shit. I love it. But dude, I just want to say that, like,
okay, so here's my one question.
Okay,
so I have heard rumors. Now this is before season 2 came out, so you can tell me. Boba Fett does make an appearance, right? Or
fuck
the
it. Everybody who's gonna watch that show, watch that show. So yes, I will say that. Yes, Boba Fett is in season 2.
Now answer me this, because I had talked to people about this before, and I think maybe you or some other people, I can't remember. Now, is it legitly Boba Fett, or is it a person who is taking the mantle of Boba Fett?
See, I didn't want to answer that, and I really want you to watch it.
That's fair enough.
I don't that
was like my
normally
only
I know you don't care about spoilers, and I would tell you, but I just want you to feel, because I don't know your relationship to Star Wars, but let me tell you.
It's
let me
pretty
just give you
deep.
some insight on mine for a
deep.
second. Star Wars was the first love for me. Star Wars. Luke Skywalker and Indiana Jones were my first heroes at the age of 3. Like,
fair enough.
That was it for me before I even knew about superheroes. After watching the first Star Wars, when the credits hit, it was the first time I saw credits and really put together, like, wow, these are all the people made this.
Right.
People did this for a job. What? You could do that for a job? I want to do that, you know? I'm always asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want that, you know? So it was it for me. It was my first love. And then, you know, the prequels happened, and growing up with the prequels, it was like, and the thing is, I only saw them once in the theater, you know, minus the third one, because the third one is obviously the greater out of that trilogy.
Out of the 3, yeah.
So it's actually like rated number 2 for me. I put Empire Strikes Back first, and then
Hey, where they fucked up a lot with the first and kind of got it better with the second one, they put it all together with the third one.
Look, they are washing up Disney's sequel trilogy. I'll tell you that. They are way better. In my opinion, they are far more interesting films than what Disney ended up doing with this sequel trilogy. Now, that being said, episode 7, okay, so prequels happen, and I just, you know, after episode 3, I was like, all right, Star Wars is done, you know? I grew out of it. But man, it was the shit for me for a long time up until that point. Like, I remember being in 3rd grade and just every recess, just me and like every boy in class were like pretending to have lightsaber battles with just our hands, with just our fists clenched up together, like we were holding, like we weren't even holding sticks. We were just using the air sabers, you know.
Hey, I will say this. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Star Wars for me was like, I remember going over to my dad's house, and that was one of the very first actual like old films that I say old, but like old for me. It was one of the first films that I watched, and I remember watching on VHS.
Yeah,
I was watching New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return to the Jedi, all on VHS before the DVD remakes came out, and then I got those for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I loved, like, I watched it before they did all the weird little, like, the weird tune-up things they did with the DVD and shit to make it all modern looking and shit, which made it weird. Yeah, which made it all weird. But Star Wars, for me, even after watching all those, I went as deep as, like, I didn't want to watch anything super like, I don't want to say mainstream, but I didn't want to just wait for movies. So a lot of the times I would go to, like, you know, the cartoon stuff that they would bring out that like had little stuff in between of like, oh, this is what happened during the Clone Wars and shit. That stuff always interests me, because I was like, what happened in between all these movies? Like, what the fuck happened to get from there to there to there to there? Because they don't really explain that in the movies. You know, they just kind of go with, oh, well, this is further along in the story. Here you go.
And that's the thing, is that, like, it was like, for me, the first movie, because I'd seen movies before that. Yeah. You know, but like, you know, I was like 3 years old.
Attention.
Yeah, but never, I don't think I sat through a whole movie. Like I said, once I saw the credits, I knew what credits meant. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and it was the first movie that really, it showed that how film can really capture the imagination. There's nothing like it. But yeah, the shows though. So yeah, I fell off after episode 3, and then the shows happened, and I tried, and it just wasn't the same to me. But it was Star Wars in its purest form. Yeah. I just couldn't get over the bridge of animation. I was used to seeing these characters or this world
live action.
In live action. Yeah. And I just couldn't get past that. It would be one thing if it started animated and went to live action. But it was just something a gap I couldn't bridge.
Fair enough.
But I've been doing that now because of Mandalorian. Because Mandalorian, it captures what those shows were doing with live action.
Hey, and even back in the day, Cartoon Network had a little animated series with Star Wars, and I think the episodes were maybe only like 10 minutes long each.
No, that was the shit. That one I watched all of. But once it went to the, you know what I'm talking about, the 3D animated one, that's when I fell off.
That one did give a little bit more story in what was going on.
That's why I'm watching it now, because Mando's just got me. It reignited my love for Star Wars. Like, I stopped. I was just like, oh,
Except
Star
for the
Wars.
new movies. The new movies are going to go suck my balls.
Okay, so episode 7 came out, The Force Awakens, and it did its
That one
job.
was fine.
It did its job. It reminded you of what Star Wars felt like. Cool.
And then
it just was clearly misguided. There was no plan.
right, even Rogue One was still good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Rogue One was good. Rogue One is actually, I think, in my top 5. I have it at 5.
And
yeah.
then, and you know what's funny? Like that's not even anything close to like what the actual.
I like Solo.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like Solo.
I love
like Solo.
I mean, I should say I loved it. I liked it, but I also liked it because our boy Donald Glover was fucking playing
Yeah, Lando.
Lando.
Yeah.
Like, how could you not geek out about that? You know what I mean?
No, I dug the shit out of Solo. I actually went in with really low expectations. I was with everyone else. I wasn't asking for a Solo movie, but god damn it, did I not have a good time.
You know, a lot of people weren't. I was actually one of those few people. I'm like, yeah, I want to know how did Han Solo get to where he was? Because even in every fucking thing with Star Wars related, that is the one thing they don't touch on.
Yeah.
They never touch on that.
Han was just like the sidekick to me, you know?
And he
I didn't
was.
appreciate Han until I was older. Just like I didn't appreciate the prequels as much as I do now until I got older. Like now looking at this,
Yeah.
I think the Disney sequel trilogy played an effect on that. But
They made the first 3 movies look so much better, in my opinion.
But the prequel series is a lot more intellectual than I gave it credit
Yeah.
for now. Like thinking back, like especially everything, the age that it's wearing now, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of goofy fart jokes and stuff in there, but that's just George Lucas trying to cater to kids, and that's all he knows. He thinks kids just like a quick fart joke in that.
Yeah. And this is, I can't remember where I saw this, but this was on like a clip of a podcast that was like a year ago that I saw. And it was a dude who I assume was very into Star Wars or had something to do with it or something to that extent. And he's like, let me explain something to you fucks. He's like, the first set of Star Wars were made for this set of kids. The second set of Star Wars were made for this kids. And this Star Wars is made for this kids.
I honestly think, what's funny as you say that is he said the original Star Wars was meant to be like a myth or a fable to like preteens to teens.
Yes.
For like those that are like hitting puberty.
And be like, these movies were fucking awesome.
And I honestly think with that, not that he said it, but I think that the prequels were made for those younger than that.
Yes, that's exactly what it was made for.
But dude, this show, I wish I was hoping that you were a little caught up so that way we could talk about it. But it's fine. I just can't help but the finale of this season just happened today, so that's why I'm really buzzed by it.
Yeah,
because I cry damn near at the end of every episode. This show manages to give someone who loved Star Wars at some point in their life what they always wanted from it, and it's the things that you wanted that you didn't know that you wanted, and those are always the best fan moments where it's just like, wow, I needed this as a fan, but I had no idea. I never even thought of it happening because it just seems so out of the realm of possibilities. But that's the magic that this show captures. I'm really trying hard not to spoil anything. There's so many things I want to just fucking just yell right now because out of passion, just of love.
Yeah.
I'm really trying hard to choose my words right now. So, but you knew Burr was in it, so I'll spoil this much, bro. He makes a comeback. And you're gonna love it, dude. It's his episode this time.
Nice.
I
was hoping they'd give Bill Burr like not a whole episode, but like a nice part of an episode where it's like, yeah, here's Bill. Let's Bill be Bill in fucking Star Wars land.
But yeah, this show. Thank you, man. Favs, man. Jon Favreau. I've always been a fan from day one, son, since Swingers. But I swear, like the only misstep he took, honestly, like I like Zathura. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I think the only misstep he's made was Lion King, and that wasn't even his fault. The motherfucker did his job.
Well,
he did it right.
Well, here,
but this show proves, because it's all his idea. He came up with the show. He came up with Baby Yoda. He came up with the Mandalorian.
I had to look him up to make sure I knew who
and
he
was. And this story that's going on, it's all him. Like he's the showrunner. He thought it up. And man, it shows that he knows not only Star Wars, but he knows how to tell a story. They don't pull anything back. Like that's why I say it's the greatest show on television right now, because like there's so many strong elements to it: the music, the acting, the characters, the storytelling, the pacing, the direction. everything. Like it's the tech behind it, the technical side of it, man. It's insane. The craftsmanship is out of this world. But this show is the greatest show on television, mainly because it doesn't set you up and leaves you hanging. They pay off whatever they set up. The next episode, if there's anything you're still holding on
to, is what you're trying to say.
This whole season, bro, in my opinion, just had one filler episode, and I could see I could see the argument for that episode not being filler, but for me personally, I thought it was a complete waste of time. But it's still even its filler is good though. Like there's no knocking or denying this show's greatness. Like I see everyone's talking about it, so I'm not crazy. This show is fucking magic. It's straight up magic. It brings that wonder back.
Fair enough.
And Dave Filoni too. I wanted to thank Dave Filoni because he brought some shit to this show that's cool too. And he's the guy.
Shout out Dave Filoni.
He's the guy that does all the animated stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this was his first time working on it. He directed He directed an episode in season 1, and it's like the weakest episode for that reason. But
he's gotten better.
But he even said when he made that one, like his first day on the job, he was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So actors,
this is what it is.
Crew, just do stuff. Like, so
it's like the first time being a director.
But this season he directed, and I think he even wrote too. Like one of my, if not my favorite episode from this season. I don't know. There's so many good. You'll see, dude. I'm done. That's all.
You're fine.
I'm done gushing and slobbing on this knob.
Hey, for as much as I did it with Logic, I think you deserve it for that. You know, you get to rant about something you like just as much as I. I'm just saying
that's how you know the joy is pure, is because like I'm just unapologetically like expressing my gratitude for that. I didn't know I needed that, especially I don't know if it's this year or everything that's going on right now. But
it helps though.
But man, that was tears. Like literally, like you caught me so off guard that you made me cry so many times.
And I'll say a couple things. One, I know this show is really good because if my own family who is not Star Wars fans, like even my little cousins, it's got them watching it.
Yeah,
last time I was over there,
I'm not expecting for it to have that effect on me because, like, even though I had that relationship with Star Wars, I didn't follow it religiously. You know, I didn't. Even though I looked at.
But this is so good, you don't need to be like.
No,
dude.
This I didn't read all the books. I didn't watch all the shows, but this shit, man, dude, it don't matter.
The extended universe is fucking nuts. But I will say this I want to go back to the whole Lion King thing.
Yeah.
I understand why people were upset by it, but here's the other thing. I saw pictures of like what it would have looked like to like have the cartoony versions of the characters in the movie, and yeah, sure, it would appeal to the kid side of people, but that's not what he was going for. He was going for yes, it was all animated, you could tell, but he wanted to also make it like this is like. We wanted to make it real. Like, I went with my dad, his friend Dick Mondragon, who I will talk in a later episode. He's a really artsy dude, let's put it that way. And he came out of that movie being like, that was like really beautifully done and shit.
Yep.
And mind you, I'm sure he has seen the old Lion King. Would fucking not doubt it. Sure. And he came out of being like, oh, it looked good. He did not have any quarrel with the fact that, oh, it didn't look like that. And because it wasn't supposed to. Yeah. It wasn't supposed to look like the old cartoony thing. If it was going to do that, they would have made everything look cartoony.
That wasn't the problem to me.
But that was the gripe a lot of people had, though.
Yeah, no, it is. But I think that the voice work wasn't working for me. Like
they cut out a lot of songs where I'm like, they didn't. I had no
problem with them looking realistic, and people's justification for saying like, oh, this is why it should have looked a little more cartoony is because of the lack of emotion on their faces. But I'm like, see, I'm fine with that. Just like. Play with that with the voices. Like I felt like the actors just weren't. I don't know.
Into it, or like, well, I shouldn't say into it, but like they didn't.
I don't know because some nailed it. Like the guys that did Timon and Pumbaa. I know Seth Rogen was Pumbaa.
Yes,
I forget who was
Timon.
Yeah, it was that.
I don't remember, but I know who
Billy guy.
Yeah,
Billy on the street guy.
But he was funny. They were funny.
But like Beyonce, like childish.
I didn't mind Childish being Simba, but I was like a little with Beyonce being, Nala.
Childish wasn't bad. There was just a few moments he was lacking, like important moments.
I feel like he should have gone a little bit, and this is us talking about a guy who's acted in shit we've never acted before.
Yeah.
But I really feel like, at least to like help with that, I feel like he should have gone a little bit more into like the way he is with his stand-up, so like being goofy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know how much of it was the actor's fault or if it was the voice director. I don't know.
Right, like the direction he wanted them to like talk.
Yeah,
and
whoever
shit.
whoever directed them while they were recording.
I really feel probably maybe that on
They
both
weren't
ends.
considering the realistic faces. saying
Right.
it.
Like they were still trying to be like, okay, this is really real.
Yeah.
You know, let's not make it cartoony but
Yeah.
it was like I think that may have helped, that would have helped. I also they didn't do like some of the songs right. You know, like I Can't Wait to Be King.
Yep.
They did not
Yep.
do that justification.
Again, that's what I
at
mean
all.
by the voice work. Just a lot of stuff
Oh no,
with
it was
the
just
voices
the whole thing in general,
matching with
like the whole scene itself.
No,
like,
yeah.
it was
That's
just
what-
bad.
But that's what I mean. That's both parts playing against
Yeah,
each other.
yeah.
What's happening on screen is not matching what you're hearing.
Right, and it was like
it just the way they cut it
and
too.
it was too short.
The way the lips were tracking with it just none of it worked for me. It
No.
just- the beat wasn't going with. Yeah, there's
The
everything.
attempt was admirable, but
Yeah.
the execution wasn't all there.
That's what I'm saying. That's like his one setback, in my opinion, and that's not even that big of a deal because it was a remake. So it's
Right.
like, what are you going to do? You're never going to match the
And
original.
like I said, like my family, doesn't really get into a lot of, except for a couple. There's a couple of my family members who do like some of the shit that I do. But when it comes to like that, I did not like. The last time I was over there, it was when season 1 was still around, still fresh.
Yeah.
And it was last Thanksgiving. All of my cousins, my little cousins, all of them are around on the couches watching Mandalorian. I'm
Yep.
like, God, you guys are fucking all right. You guys aren't going to be little shitheads like some of these other fuckers are. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't have to worry about you guys that much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, this season is massive, dude. That's the thing. There's no show, and people can say like the greatest shows on television were either Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, whatever you come
MASH.
up with. I'm sorry, MASH.
MASH was pretty good.
I didn't
dude.
think we were. I was talking more contemporary, but if sure.
Oh,
if you
I mean,
wanna,
I thought you were going with just of all time. I'm
I
like,
would
well,
say
they put
I Love
MASH.
Lucy.
That one doesn't really hold up. More because it's like the whole beating the shit
I
out
think
of
it
women
holds up
thing.
just as well as MASH. Like MASH still
That's
has its
true.
moments where it's like, oh, this is dated, but it's fucking MASH. It's still fucking classic, you know.
It was, yeah. I guess I never watched the Lucy one. I never really I watched a little bit of it, but not enough to be like I've watched it.
Hey,
you
I'm
know
not
what
saying I Love Lucy is better than MASH. I was just
No,
listing
no,
another
no.
show because you said MASH. MASH is a great. I Love Lucy probably wouldn't even have been my first choice. I'm just
Yeah.
building off of what you said.
Just
Like
an
I'm
old
just thinking
show.
of other shows I put. Just another show I hold in that regard.
Yes. Speaking of like older stuff that we liked as kids, you know what I really regret now?
What? What's that?
So, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen, at least if you go on YouTube, there's YouTube celebrities all over the world that are opening Pokemon cards. Like, this craze is fucking insane. Like, and I'm not kidding. Like, the amount of, even Logan Paul is like opened vintage Pokemon packs, and got like, the rare Blastoise, the fucking Venusaur, the Charizard, all that shit. And like, they were legit pulls. Like, so, major fucking shit. I had, like, even the old base set, like, just the rare cards and the uncommons, they can go for some money. I had a whole freaking thing of it, and I gave it to my cousins.
Don't you hate when you
I
see?
hate that.
Don't you hate when you get that little blip on your phone and you see something that you had at
Yeah.
one point in your life going for like thousands of dollars?
Dude, seriously. Like, even something that wasn't as rare, but is still pretty rare, it was in the Team Rocket pack, so it's like a little bit after the base
Oh, I
set.
remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, it had the rocket. They were the rocket ones. I
Yeah.
had one of the rarest, like, uncommon foils in that. If you guys know what
Oh,
foils
yeah.
are, the holographics or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you would have had money.
Yes, but I had the Flareon, which goes for a fuck ton of money. I had like 4 of them.
Damn.
But even then, it's still like What's weird with that is like if you had old Pokemon cards, yeah, you may have them, but the problem is they have to be in good condition, which is one of the things where like I've been learning more about PSA grading and like what it really takes to like know what a good card is. Dude, I'm telling you, like you go look at some cards, the misprint on these cards are so you can tell. Like the borders, like you ever look at, and anybody, if you've ever seen an old Pokemon card, you see the yellow borders on it.
Yeah.
that really matters for your grading. Like,
Of course.
you can tell, like, if it's misprinted and, like, one side's bigger than the other,
Yep.
that'll fuck up the grading.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And even if you go on the
And the
back,
shading of the color too.
that too, and even, like, if you look on the back of the card, like, the back of the card, if there's nicks and little white marks on it, that can fuck up the PSA grading on it, too.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you have, I'm going to go with one of the recent sets. It's, what was it called? XY Evolutions, which was a reprint of the basic set.
Oh, okay.
So they brought back the basic set as a
Okay.
reprint.
Okay, cool.
But a lot of those cards still go for some decent money. But even the XY Evolutions, you can look it up. The Charizard in that pack alone, by itself, PSA 10 graded can go for $200. And it's a reprint of the original holographic Charizard.
I know, that's the world we live in,
Oh,
dude. Can you believe that?
Speaking of which, do you know who bought I want to say it was $300, and I'll even look it up just to make sure I confirm it. But the boy Logic got into fucking buying I want to make sure
Wasn't it a Charizard?
it was a rare Charizard card
Yep.
that he paid
I saw
$300,000 for.
Yep.
And let's see here, Charizard.
I saw that and I was like, you son of a bitch.
Right?
You fucking
You
good
little
looking
bass.
son of a bitch.
But but hey, he's a nerd. Okay, it actually rapper by. Okay, no, it wasn't $300,000, but it was $183,000. So still quite a bit of money just for a piece of fucking cardboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like this is, or maybe it was it was probably upwards of $200,000 because I'm
Okay.
seeing different articles saying different
Yeah,
things.
I saw 300, so
But
that's
whatever.
news to me.
He paid a lot of money to get what I assume to be a PSA 10 fully mint Charizard card. Mind you, that thing came out 20 years ago. Now that thing is now worth almost $100,000.
Dude, do you remember seeing those on every block?
Right,
Whether
and
they
us
be
not
in the
knowing the value of
store
what they
or
are
in
now.
your friends' hands, if
Yes.
not your own hands.
And they were still cool back then.
I know. I'm just it's a trip. It's a
It
trip
is.
to like that's where we're at now.
You know what's insane though? If you try to buy old XY Evolutions, just that box alone, it's like $200 for just like a whole box. So $200 worth. So you may not even get what you pay for, but the boxes are worth like almost $200. The original base set,
Yeah.
guess how much that costs?
Fucking like 500, 600.
Are you thinking thousands or 100? Like just
Just
$100?
100.
No, the like original base set, like
Oh, the original base.
Yes.
I thought you said the reprint.
No, that's the XY Evolution, but the original base set.
Dude, that's got to be like what Logic paid for that card, like $100,000 or something.
At least.
At least.
And you know who else opened fucking Pokemon cards? Steve Aoki.
Oh, really?
He actually opened up a base set of Pokemon cards on his fucking YouTube channel, which you can go look at. I need to go watch it too.
Yeah, dude, it's a trip that Pokemon cards have officially, well, not officially, they've been
that way.
They've been legit collector items.
And now everybody started to see it. And now I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I've known this forever. Where the fuck have you guys been?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's just insane to see the amount of
and
different
that's why I'm
people.
bugging out, because I knew that too. That's why I held mine. I still hold mine dearly whenever I come across one. If I think like, I know one day maybe, you never know. But because I got like some from like some little Detective Pikachu promotion thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, maybe maybe one day, I don't know.
Most Pokemon things, they will get value as the years goes on. That's usually what happens. As long as they don't like overly reprint a set, they usually gain value as it goes. Usually, because they've only done the base set this one time, and even the reprint base set, you can get like almost $200 easily. And there's like 5 different fucking Charizard cards you can pull in that. There's the Holo, there's the Reverse Holo, which is almost worth $100 by itself, and then there's actual like Charizard cards, which they're a little bit less in value because they're not the the base set reprints.
Yeah.
But it can still go for almost like $30.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I
it's
see it on
crazy.
eBay all the time. I'm just
eBay
like, dude.
everywhere, dude. Everywhere, man. It's insane. It's crazy. But speaking of like older, did you see this that came out? It was just last week, but somebody finally cracked one of the Zodiac Killer's ciphers.
I saw that headline and I did not read the story.
I
so
did.
I'm glad you're covering it.
I did. And before we get all fucking crazy, the fact that they had to go. This is pretty much people that found this and just did it themselves and told people, hey, I broke the code. I need you guys to, like, because these are all, apparently they were independent code breakers, which just tells me that, oh, our official people can't fucking figure it out. So let's just give it to
somebody
random
at home.
people.
Yeah.
Somebody at home who's probably smarter than any of us because we don't know who the fuck they are. Figure it out.
Well, they just spent all their time thinking about this.
Well, this is 51 years since the Zodiac Killer was a thing. Like, before he, killing all that shit, coming out with the notes. Now, here's the kind of depressing part of this person decoding what was said. It really still doesn't hold anything. Like, and I'm trying to find it. Because
And the headline I saw alluded to that, and that's why I didn't bother reading it. Because I was like, oh, so yet again, the Zodiac Killer strikes again. We learned that we know nothing.
Well, and I think that's, and as we go on, because literally all the cipher said was, I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head because I'm trying to find it here, but all it pretty much said was like, are you having fun trying to figure out who I am? Well, don't, because if you do, I'll go to paradise, which pretty much means he wanted to die. Like, he wants to be dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and don't worry, I have my followers anyways. But it was pretty much just saying, like, you guys still can't figure out who the fuck I am. Good luck trying to figure it out.
You never will. Yeah.
And you never will. And I even brought this up to a couple people that I work with. I was like, either he's got to be the most insane killer of all time or the smartest person of all time. In the sense of, these killings happened from 1968 to 1969. And there were multiple. And this was the famous 340 cipher, which they deciphered, by the way. And nobody has literally been able to figure out. They're closer to figuring out who the hell Jack the Ripper is than who this guy is. And Jack the Ripper was like older than him.
Yeah, you don't get any more premeditated than the Zodiac Killer.
You know what I mean? And just like the fact that he was able, still to this day, we don't even know if this guy's alive still. You know what I mean? Like, for all we know, he's already dead.
I like to think he's dead.
He or she.
He or she, yeah. But I like to think they're dead.
Right,
whenever the story comes up, and
maybe they're a trans and they're they. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. But you know what I mean? Like,
speaking of which, oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you go on.
But we'll get to that. Whatever your thought is. On
it's just a little something. It is not.
Like it's crazy. Like, you would have thought, like, let's put it this way: if they had able to catch the Zodiac Killer, they would have used it. Who was the one killer that they used in the FBI, or like while he was in jail and the FBI worked with him and all that shit? Was that wasn't Gacy, was it?
Oh shit, dude. No, it was Dahmer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Jeffrey Dahmer. That's who it was.
Yeah.
But if they had caught the Zodiac Killer, they definitely would have done the same thing that they did with Dahmer. They would have picked his brain and he would have worked with them. You know what I mean? Like, because who is the best person in the world to find a fucking crazy killer? A crazy ass killer
is a dope ass theory.
I'm telling you, that's exactly what would have happened, because they were giving acid to Dahmer in prison, and then they allowed him to sell it as he got out to just whoever the fuck as an experiment.
Yeah.
So why the hell wouldn't they have done it to the Zodiac Killer? And he's before Dahmer. You know what I mean? So this would have been like the prelude of what they would have done to Dahmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So if they had gotten him, what would they have done with Dahmer doing everything they did with the Zodiac Killer and then getting Dahmer? Imagine the kind of shit that would have happened if that had happened. Holy shit, I'm glad they never caught this guy. In the sense of, like, I don't think, it's like one of those things, I don't think he was ever meant to be caught, because he's obviously too smart. Was literally too smart even back then.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. Still
can't fucking figure it out. This guy made his own language that is so hard to decipher. It took 51 years to figure out a long one of his fucking letters that just was like, ha, you figured it out. Keep trying, bud. You know what I mean? Like, and he's probably dead now, so he doesn't even know that this headline hit. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Probably. Or he's like living with Tupac on a fucking island somewhere, you know?
Yeah, if they would have had him, that would have been like the start of their, like, Arkham Asylum. Just a prison full of Batman villains. He would have been the
real life Joker.
Or like Bond villain status.
Right.
is a
Dude.
fucking mad genius.
He really was. And that's where I'm like, he's either the craziest psycho ever or the smartest person ever. Because either way you look at it, yeah, he's crazy because he killed a bunch of people for whatever reason we will never fucking know, probably.
Yeah.
But then the fact that he was able to pull off all of these serial killings
Made a
and
stunt.
get away, and made a stunt about it, and made the cops look stupid in the process, and still
Part of the stunt.
and still getting away with it to this day. Still, you know what I mean? Like that's
somebody who
mind-blowing
knew
what he was doing.
They knew so much what they were doing that they knew what the effect of it was going to be, like what the reception of it was going to be. They knew the cops were going to get there and look fucking stupid and have to come out to the public and report that they look fucking stupid. Like that's how well thought out it
Shit was.
Like he had to have been that comfortable to
He
leave
was,
to leave a
obviously.
note like that. Yeah,
multiple times, saying like, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
And who knows what the other ones said?
Well, and and I'm just thinking from memory. Isn't there a couple times where like he called in the fucking killings and then left? Like, wasn't he the one who like was like, oh, there was somebody murdered, blah 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 blah. But like he somehow like voice changed it while he was calling them.
I know. Yeah, he let him on with like one or two of them,
and then stopped after that. But
Yeah.
like he called them. I think it was the first two. Was like he called in the murders.
Yeah, it was definitely more than one.
Yeah, but like he called in a couple.
I just don't remember if it was the beginning. I think you're right. I think it was the first few.
Because then after
first
that he
couple.
knew. I think you're right. And again, if we're butchering this,
Yeah.
we'll have to look it
And
up.
again, who knows? It's a fucking mystery.
It is. It is. Like I said, they're closer to finding out who fucking
So
Jack
who
the
knows
Ripper
whatever
was.
facts we believe to be factual or even that.
Who knows? Maybe. And this is just a crazy thought. What if the Zodiac Killer was actually somebody, let's say,
For all we know, the
in
Zodiac.
government somehow?
I was just going to say, for all we
And-
know, the Zodiac Killer could just be this figment, this phantom that was created by dirty cops. You know?
Maybe. And and maybe that was it. But it would also then lead to believe that, are there really cops smart enough to make a fucking whole language like this?
Yeah, but more heads prevail.
Yeah,
Better than one.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've ever really, and no, nothing against fucking cop detectives or anything like that. Some
It
of them
would
are
have
the
to be
smartest.
some like Illuminati fraternity type level shit where
Yeah.
shit has been orchestrated for years.
Right,
That
and
they
this has
have
been
a
in the
system.
works.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, that's just really
Hey,
deep.
it's a
That's
theory.
too deep, maybe.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, any theory is better than none.
But yeah,
because
that's
I mean,
how
we don't know.
Yeah, that's how open-ended it is.
It's just one of those stories where I just saw it and I was like, oh no, did I lose it? No. Oh well, it's all right. The one other story that I saw was that and I wish I could fucking save it somehow. Let me see if I can. Actually, wait. I can go to history. Nope. Okay, I got it. Nice. Thank you, technology. No. Okay. So we had talked about this before when I brought my girlfriend on, and we were talking about Roswell and all that shit.
Yes, sir.
So, private journals of a man who investigated the 1947 Roswell UFO crash opened for the first time. Yes, by his grandson, actually, which is the crazy part.
So you know it's true.
Yes, so this is Jesse Marcel Jr. investigated the famous crash in Roswell in New Mexico in 1947. So this is his grandson. And from what it says, from what I read, even he's saying it was not a balloon. It was not a balloon, and Marcel was apparently like actually well knowing in balloon, in that kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that. They covered it up because they knew they couldn't let it get out to the public, literally. And he was told he had to keep his mouth shut. So, yeah, it was a UFO. It was not a fucking balloon.
It's gotten to the point. It's been there actually for a while now, but it's gotten to the point where it's redundant to withhold the details
It should.
of all the knowledge that we have.
Well, and now that the Pentagon literally came out and said that we have
Yeah.
crafts from not
Yeah.
of this earth.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's all you're gonna give us. Like, come on, dude,
Come on.
give us instances, give us reports.
Tell
like,
us this is the Skinwalker Ranch is fucking real.
Yeah, give us the files. Give us the
Right.
cryptid files. There's no reason for them to be encrypted anymore.
But what's funny is that in this whole thing, they used Marcel as the scapegoat for the UFO conspiracies going along with Roswell. He was the
As they
scapegoat.
always do. Yeah.
You know, like, because and you know what, even in this article, I don't know if this is a real fucking image, but you look at that and you tell me if that's fucking fake.
I mean, I don't see why, especially in that day and age, take the time to construct that.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, and I'll send these to Gene so you guys can fucking see where I'm seeing
no,
too.
it does not look.
It doesn't look fake.
It doesn't look like a hoax at all.
It would be really, and I'm sure there was somebody out there who could really fake this and do a good job
Why
at
put your
it
reputation on the line
and do it?
I mean, yeah, people were gullible in those days that you could probably get fame and fortune from that, but why? Why not think of something a little bit more tangible of a thought?
Right, and here's a direct, I don't want to say direct quote, but here's a quote from his grandson. He's saying, he was made the fall guy, Jesse said, his grandson. He claimed his grandfather was ordered to deny what really was at the crash site. Yeah. So he was told automatically, you cannot tell anybody what this is, no matter what.
Well, your story's been told now, sir.
Dude, it's fucking insane. And finally, you know, and people can come away with this what they will. They can be like, oh, well, is it really real? How do you know it's real? I mean, like, sure, maybe somehow this is maybe a fake story. I'm not completely sure.
You want to know it's a fake story, or I don't know. What could be taken as a fake story?
What?
I saw a couple of days ago someone reporting that Trump has spoken to aliens. Like he got the
because
pass.
They probably want to test.
He got the clearance
to go talk to aliens.
Like before on his way out. Oh no, it wasn't even on his way out. Like it's just now coming out now that he's on his way out that he at some point during his term had spoken to aliens.
I mean, okay, well, at one point, yes, that sounds absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean,
listen
to us. Like, we believe in aliens, but come on, are we believing that whoever, if we are in contact with aliens, that whoever is going to let Trump talk to them?
Well, but here's the thing, though. Have you seen the recent interview that Jon Stewart does with Obama when he literally brings that subject up?
No, I haven't. But Obama has clearly he's clearly conversed with the aliens. That's where the gray hair came from.
You mean the multiple?
Yeah.
But when Jon Stewart asks him that question, you literally see him go like, I can't answer that. And he has a smile on his face, and Jon Stewart's like, and I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
So I can't really say it's out of the realm that maybe he did. He was the president of the United States. Yeah. Obviously, you get that kind of quote-unquote access. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, it's standard access of like, you're the president. Here's what you need to know.
And Chappelle made a joke of that, and I agreed. I agreed with him. No, I agreed with him, but I still didn't. I agreed with him in the sense that presidents, I believe that
know some shit.
Presidents, know some shit. But I just thought Trump wouldn't be given such privilege,
like the outlier,
like because of how much of a oddball he was. Yeah. So Chappelle was like saying like, I bet Trump is like talking to Obama like it was before he got inaugurated, like before, like, oh man, I'm just worried that I'm not gonna, I don't know, it's a big job. And he says, and Obama will be like, oh come on Trump, you haven't even met the aliens yet.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. He's like, oh, you think this part's bad? You haven't seen these guys yet, all right? These guys are fucking divas, all right?
Yeah.
It's like, you think the American people have fucking issues? These guys got fucking issues.
So when he said that, I was like, see, that's Chappelle, man. That's why I fucks with him, because he's up on that shit too.
I feel like Chappelle's got some weird access that he doesn't tell anybody. He's like,
oh yeah, Chappelle's got verification. I wonder if Chappelle would have, without the status that he has, would have said that.
He's too smart for that, though.
But
I mean, he's taking down his own fucking show on HBO and Netflix by his own request. So I don't really. He's too smart for that. And here's even an article. Funny enough, a newspaper back in the day before they fucking covered it up, July 9th, 1947, detailed, literally says in the title, RAAF captured, which is unidentified flying object, or their version of it, captured, or no, not that. That's the government people. Sorry, they captured flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Literally the headline of the fucking newspaper article.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we're just supposed to believe that it's a fucking balloon.
Yep.
I mean, it's like that story I told you. I'm pretty sure when Kelly was, or when she was on the show, that in like 1990 in Texas, a small town, still to this day, well, the grave's gone now, but literally in their article said they were burying an alien. And had it in their article, and had the whole town back then had a funeral for what they claimed was a dead alien. Like, why would they lie? Why would they lie back in the 1890s?
Think about how many aliens have been buried under Earth.
And we just don't know.
And it's like affecting the ecosystem.
That's why it's dying. It's all the fucking alien blood in the soil. I knew it!
It's non-organic to Earth life. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's why they're saying corn is made out of people. Because it is. It's made out of alien people. That's the secret ingredient to soil that made it enriched. Cow shit and alien blood.
Alien compost.
That's what they do with all the gray aliens. They just chop them up and fucking turn it into mulch.
But anyway.
But getting off the fucking conspiracy theory part. Oh, our great friend fucking Ghislaine Maxwell is back at the headlines. For what, though? Will shock you a little bit. Ghislaine Maxwell to pledge 27,600,000 pounds bail to leave jail before Christmas. So that equates to about, what was it?
Is Ghislaine's going to be home for the holidays?
Trying to. Apparently, most of the money being offered is $25 million will reportedly come from her husband, who has not been named. So that one right there should be a fucking red flag.
Yeah.
The fact that her husband's not even named and nobody even knows who the fuck he is,
yes.
But he's somehow going to drop.
That shows how strong of evidence there is
against this lady. Like, and yes, it's her husband, and apparently her sisters are all trying to bail her out before Christmas. And according to her sisters, they want to get her out because, according to them, she is just being targeted. She is being woken up every 15 minutes. She doesn't get any sleep. Blah 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 blah. And it's like,
welcome to prison.
And she's lost 20 pounds in her hair because of the poor diet in prison. Yeah, it's prison.
Welcome to prison. Put a dick in your mouth.
Yeah, literally. Let's eat a cock meat sandwich real quick. All right, like. Here's Big Johnny over here with your cock meat sandwich. If you don't want him, there's a darker meat. Here's Frank over here, all right? Like...
You ain't getting special treatment, bitch.
No.
You're getting the only treatment, bitch.
Seriously, and by the simple fact that you're the only... I wouldn't say the only, but you're the closest thing that people have to the whole Jerry, the Epstein thing, where it's like, you're the next person down. I don't think you understand this, or maybe you do.
Yeah,
and
if he
you're
was,
playing stupid.
if they would have left his ass alive, they would have been grilling him.
Well, and you know what's funny?
He's not here.
You know what's funny?
What?
Her sisters even were like, and they're just using her as a cop out because they couldn't keep Epstein alive, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, they couldn't keep him alive. They couldn't keep him alive, or did somebody have a hit out on him?
Right.
Like, come on now. Of course they didn't want him to be dead, but somebody got to him first.
Yeah, no, what you mean is they are only grilling her because he's not alive.
Exactly.
Not that he... No, come on.
No, it's literally one of those things where, like, it's, they're like, oh, well, this is wrong. You had no evidence. And it's like, she was the fucking secretary to one of the biggest pedophiles known into the world right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean she doesn't have any explanation?
The ringleader, if you will.
Right. Like, and I mean, we still don't even know how deep her involvement in any of it was, really. But
I was talking about Epstein.
Oh.
Was the ringleader.
Well, I say she's the ringleader behind the ringleader.
But yes. So, yes. Yep.
But I get what you meant.
Yeah.
It's just...
No, yeah, that's why she's getting treated the way... Well... Because again, that's how everyone's getting treated. But yes, she's getting a little extra. She's getting a little extra elbow.
I mean, by the fact that her bail is, or like the fact that she has to pay over $30 million to try to get out of prison.
Yeah.
What other person has that high a bail and he can even attempt to get it out of fucking jail? You know what would make 2021 so much you know what would put like a nice little like, oh, here's a nice fucking start. Optimism side of me wants to be like, oh, okay, she's gonna fucking spill the beans. That would be probably one of the very few things that I feel like could really help with 2021 being like, hey, shit's not as bad as you think it is. All right? Like, if she really... And I don't know how she would even get to that mental point of her, like, because she's obviously not there now. She's very much on the defensive and not going to fucking say anything.
A new year might do it.
Maybe.
A new year and the furthering of the process of her trial or her arrest.
Or, I just thought of this. You know what may fucking help out a little bit? A failed assassination attempt on herself. Like, you know, against her. Like, let's say she's in prison. Somebody tries to kill her. Doesn't, but scares her enough to the point of like, fuck, they could still get me in here too. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll scare her enough to be like, okay, I'll fucking just talk now.
Yeah.
Maybe. But that's also expecting whoever's fucking doing it to not get the job done, which they did it with Jerry, so I don't know why they wouldn't get it done with her. You know what I mean?
They gonna get it done. They just taking a sweet ass
time. Their sweet time. They're gonna strike when the iron's not necessarily hot and they can fucking fire it back up again. Oh, and before I'm finally done, my boy Trevor May, he's unfortunately not with the Minnesota Twins anymore. And if you guys don't know who that is, he was a relief pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Really fucking good. Also has a YouTube channel, plays video games with like Tim the Tatman, Ninja, all those fucking guys. Now is going to be playing in New York, which you would think, and I don't want to shit on his team either, because he's not playing for the Yankees. Because as soon as you hear New York, you're like, oh, is he playing? No, he's not playing for the Yankees. He's playing for the Mets. He's going to play 2 years with the Mets. I believe his contract is...
Yankees is kind of overstuffed anyway.
They've always overstuffed, though. That's the way they are.
It's one of those... Yeah, I know. But I'm just,
oh, no, yeah. I get you.
I'm just saying it makes sense.
Right. And
I wasn't surprised.
If he had gone to the Yankees, I would have been like, dude, come on, man. Like, you're going to go to the... Like, I mean...
No, you know he looked at this shit like, yeah, no, I'm not sitting out. I got to play. If I'm going to play, I'm going to play.
Right. But he's going to the Mets, which, to be fair, they don't have a... They didn't play great last year, so let's get that straight. But they have... According to Trevor May, and I know he's also trying to be optimistic about the team he signed with, but I also feel he's got a good idea of what he's going to be dealing with. They do have a good core. Like, the infield, if you look at the infield of the Mets, very strong core, and they're all young. That's the thing. Like, he was saying, like, they're all young. They're not even over, most of them aren't even over 25, I think. A lot of them are still young. So, he's like, why wouldn't I play for a young core? My thing is just like, go get your fucking money, dude, because, you know, I've said it on this podcast, and I'll defend pro athletes making their money all day. All fucking day. Because all those people who are like, oh, they're overpaid and overglorified. You're just mad because you're not making that amount of money. You know what I mean? Like, if you were playing the sport and you were that good...
Let's see you do that as a day's work.
And perform at the level that they do. You know what I mean? You have to, like, do the shit they do and do it well, and then tell me that they're being overpaid. Because if you were in that situation and you were as good as...
And then to get right back up the next day and do it all over again.
Seriously. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, like, as good as Trevor May is, he does get, you know, home runs do get hit off of him. And the fact that he can come back after getting a bomb hit off of him and still pitch well after that, it takes a lot of mental fortitude to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just... Any normal person trying to go out and pitch, and let's say even this scenario, can any normal person say that, let's say they're pitching in the 9th inning, bases loaded, you have to get this next guy out, otherwise the next team wins. And instead of striking him out, he hits a grand slam off of you that night, and you have to live with that. Then the next day you have to go back out and pitch and forget all that shit happened and perform like that didn't happen yesterday. I don't know what that was yesterday, but this is now.
That was a perfect picture, yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally it.
So I defy you, even when it comes to people playing in the infield. Let's say they have a fuck up, like an error or something during a game that's like really detrimental to the game. Then they got to play the next day and forget all that shit happened and go out and play again. and to not have that fuck with them in the back of their mind and fuck up their play, which it does happen to baseball players, but the good ones don't let that happen because they're good at what they do. It goes with any sport, any fucking sport. So, like I said, anybody who's like, hey, they're over-glorified, you're again, you be
it's
as good as they are.
It's a lot of fucking work. Not only is the game a lot of work, but the shit outside of the game is work. People just don't understand that. It's not like you playing a game over the weekend with your family or friends. Like, these guys are literally
Put the
working
work in.
every day.
That's why Tom Brady
even
still plays.
when they're off, they're working.
Yeah.
Like, even when they're off season, they're working.
Why do you think LeBron James comes back and is fucking LeBron James every single year? Because
whether they like it or not, they signed a contract saying they would be working.
Yes, and this is
all year
this
long,
is their work.
practically.
Like, I hate the fact that they're over, all of that shit. And it's like, this is their job. How are you going to knock somebody who's making money at their job and all they want to do is just make sure they perform better to make more money?
Yep.
It's not their fault that it's overinflated with the way they get paid. They're just playing the game. And sure, people are like, oh, well, they should ask to fucking get... Why would you do that? Again, any normal person getting that amount of money, any person getting $1 million contract, are you telling me you'd sit there and be like, oh, well, I only want $500,000. I don't want to get paid that much. Go fuck yourself if you really are... If you would be that noble, quote unquote, and do that. Come on now. That, you wouldn't fucking do that. I wouldn't fucking do that. And I got morals. If I got paid $100 million, or not 100, but even $1 million contract for anything, I am respecting that contract till that fucking contract is up. I'm getting paid $1 million to do something, and I'm not gonna bitch at, oh, I'm making $1 million. What? That's insane.
Yeah, because
that should be like all those people who win the lottery should just give back all their fucking lottery money.
Right.
No. I mean, well, in the sense of they didn't have to work for it, but
No, yeah, because how many people
would take that money.
Would love to have that chance.
Yes, anybody would. Again, they can go fuck themselves. That's where I stand on that.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, and one more thing. I want to formally apologize to Cam Jurgensen of Nebraska. He's our center. I did not know you were dealing with turf toe when you played a really shitty game at Iowa. I'm gonna still be blunt. That was a fucking shitty game you played. But you got better, whatever. All I have to say to you, man, you better in practice. There better be something where even you or Scott Frost, whoever the hell, has something there of like, how many times did he not fuck up in a row? And you make it a streak and you make it a point to like every practice you don't fuck up a snap. Whether it be out of the shotgun, out of the pistol, under center, whatever. You don't fuck it up. And you make that your center point of like, I'm going to make sure every time he gets the ball, it's right where he needs it to be. Right there, right where he needs it. It's not over his head. It's not over fucking here. It's not, he doesn't have to go and search for the ball. That's all I got to say. And Nebraska won today. Woo.
All right, so I wanted to, I'm a sucker for a rise and fall story.
Okay.
You got Scarface, The Godfather, Wolf of Wall Street, so many good ones. But the best ones, the best kind, are the rise and fall of a hero.
Okay.
A superhero. Phoenix Jones. Have you heard that name before?
Sounds familiar, yes.
That was the real-life superhero in Seattle.
Oh, wait, isn't that the movie that they made for Birdman or whatever the fuck?
No.
No? Okay, that's completely different.
But
all right.
he was like a real-life Kick-Ass. He was even before. He was before
okay.
Kick-Ass, though. But I'm sure Kick-Ass was being written as...
I'm sure it was based
there's
off
no
of that.
connection. But regardless, he was a real superhero in Seattle.
Okay. Now, was he like a Daredevil or a Batman or like...
Well, I'm just going to roll down a few highlights from his career. Some personal favorites of mine. Okay. So it's going to be a little, for that reason, it's going to be a little long, but not too serious. But we'll see. We're just going to run with it.
Hey, I'm interested to see what this pedigree
that's the thing, too. I thought maybe BJ won't mind because this is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's not everyday stuff.
Right. Right. I didn't even know there was a fucking anything like this.
So.
And it's in Seattle? I would have thought it would have been in like New York or something.
Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, there have been other superheroes
Attempts.
in other areas all over the globe, actually, but I'm pretty sure he was the first one,
Like
if
the
I'm not
actual-
mistaken, because I've seen some after him, but I have never seen one before him, and he had. Well, let's just get into it.
All right.
All right. Here's my
Let's get into it.
presentation
I need to get a little
of the
high for this.
rise and fall of Phoenix Jones.
You know what? And when you said Phoenix Jones, I know it's not the same thing, but I think of the Japanese game Phoenix Wright. When you said that, I'm like, Phoenix Wright? Wait, what? What is the lawyer dude? What? But not same guy. This guy's cooler.
All right, here we go.
Look at me! Look at me!
Marker.
New tonight, one local man came within seconds of having his car broken into, perhaps stolen, until a superhero came to his rescue.
And you just start sticking it down inside between the window here and the rubber strip.
Dan was calling 911, but help flew in before he finished dialing.
From the right, this guy comes dashing in, just wearing this skin-tight rubber black and golden suit, and starts chasing him away.
What Dan didn't know is just about every night, an anonymous Seattle man strolls into this comic store, enters a hidden back room, and emerges transformed.
My name is Phoenix Jones.
He's
And it's not even like.
Doesn't even make a secret.
Right, like someone, like I don't remember who, but someone said like, oh man, Phoenix Jones even had his own bat cave. That's not a bat cave. That is a glorified dressing room. Like, he literally just went
Show me the
behind-
computers in the back. Show me
Yeah.
the fucking giant penny. He doesn't have any of that shit. I promise you.
Like, you could see, like, there's hardly any room behind that shelf.
Even Owlman had a cool ass fucking cave
Right.
and a flying owl head.
Well, that's just because he's a rip-off Batman.
Doesn't matter.
he's the hero Dan's been trying to tell his friends about.
People are saying, no way, dude. No way. They're like, oh, you were probably drunk.
But he sounded familiar to us, and tonight we brought these two together.
That's crazy. Nice to meet you, brother. How you doing? It's good to meet you, man. Wow, that's insane, man.
So when I walk into a neighborhood, criminals leave because they see.
I love they make him go down an alleyway.
The average person doesn't have to walk around and see bad things and do nothing.
Now, Phoenix says since he started this gig about 9 months ago, he has been stabbed. He's also had guns pulled on him, but no serious injuries, luckily. Now, by the way, he never did catch up with Dan's guy who was trying to break into his car here.
No.
They had to throw that
Don't
there.
say.
They had to throw that in there. Oh, by the way, he didn't actually catch that guy. He just kind of drove him off, and he was like, who the fuck is chasing me?
Like,
That's
the guy already
great.
said that. The guy whose car was getting stolen, he already said that. He said this guy came dashing in
And chased him
chased
away.
the guy off. Oh, man. But yeah,
He
so...
just had to throw that little jab in there. By the way, this is fucking silly. Just so you know. Hey, but you know what? It takes a dude some kind of balls to even do that. Because, hey, if his accounts are true and he got guns pulled on him, I'm surprised the motherfucker just didn't shoot him. Been like, who the hell is this goofy asshole?
Yeah, the reason for the suit that you see him in now is because the first few times he went out on patrol, he got stabbed. Yeah,
Damn.
so yeah, let's continue.
Let's continue with Phoenix Jones.
Ain't nobody got no cocaine.
Couldn't be more white trash.
Sounded, and look, he's the drug dealer. Sounded just like your typical drug dealer. Man, ain't nobody got no cocaine.
All right, like, come on, man. You're carrying around
Cocaine?
a
What you
fucking
talking
bag.
about?
Carrying a plastic bag around. Carrying a plastic
bag, and you knew who was asking for cocaine. Like, come on.
Come on, man. It's too bad he doesn't actually have an 8-pack underneath that. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Is he black?
Yeah.
The guy was really funny because that's when he just asked me. He said, you know, on what authority
am I out here fighting crime? You know, what authority do you have? And I said, what authority do they have to sell drugs on the streets? And he kind of looked at me like I'm an idiot. And
I mean,
told me
hey,
that I
makes
was
a
gonna
good point.
die and that rubber's not bulletproof. And I said, you're right. I said, you're right. Rubber's not bulletproof, but Teflon and steel is. He said he doesn't approve of what we're doing. He thinks it's a bad idea, but he appreciates the effort. He thinks our heart's in the right place.
Don't insert yourself into those situations. If you see something, call 911.
They're all swearing at each other and like about to fight.
Phoenix broke up a brawl.
I love the dramatization.
And he starts swinging on me and trying to start an altercation with me.
So Phoenix called 911, put the guy in a hold, and waited for police to arrive.
Oh, they tried so hard.
Another guy pulled a gun.
As I'm still holding this guy down, and that's when
the second guy came up and said, I got a gun.
Yeah.
They insert themselves into a potentially volatile situation and then
Insert
they end up
themselves.
being victimized as well.
You could be dead.
You could be dead.
He said, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, hey, if he's willing to put a fucking suit and mask on and go around and try to fucking fuck people up, I think that's crossed his mind at least once or twice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's crossed his mind once or fucking twice.
Yeah.
At least. And being stabbed, I mean, it's a nice way to be like, you're a superhero. Nah! You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it didn't take...
Nice initiation.
Yeah. It didn't take long for others to be inspired by his bravery and join him on his mission to protect the city.
Yes.
They were known as the Rain City Superhero Movement.
I swear, if there's any of them that look exactly like the... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No fucking way.
The leader of the Rain City Superhero Movement.
I'm Purple Rain, and I'm also a co-founder of the Rain City Superhero Movement.
We basically are a citizen prevention, like, eyewitness group. We see a crime take place, we run to the victim, we ask him if he wants us to press charges. At that point, we go after the bad guy. We'll catch him and either hold him in position or dial 911, talk to the cops, tell the cops to arrive. When they do arrive, we give them the video evidence that we shot, give them a statement, and they normally arrest the guy and take him away. So,
Hey,
you know,
I
they don't get a
mean,
paycheck for that.
it's just fucking insane at the same time.
Versed us in our laws, so we know exactly
Wonder if
how
they
to
fuck.
intervene, when to intervene, the equal
You know
opportunity
those two have to fuck.
escalation. And now we actually do
Oh,
thank
yeah.
yous,
Oh,
and
yeah.
high fives. Of course, not all of them, but they are a lot more understanding, you know, and more willing to work with us. As you can see, most of my outfit is purple, and I use the color purple as that's the color
This is
most of
definitely
my
where they
outfit.
got the idea for
The
Kick-Ass.
suit here, do you want to describe the material that
This
this
is
made out of?
definitely...
This is made of a D3O material. So basically what happens is it gets hard upon impact. You touch it lightly and it flexes. You hit it really hard, it gets solid. So that's kind of cool.
It's also slash resistant. Normally there's bulletproofing underneath that, but we didn't bring that.
This just screams
All of it's
Kick-Ass as
self-stab
the more and more I see it. The only thing that there's missing is the fucking...
boots, slash guards here,
the
gloves.
I've got, this is actually an old knight. The reason that the
spoiled
blades are out like
rich
this,
kid.
the knife comes down, catches
Yeah.
on
It's the only thing they're missing.
your hand if you slash down.
That's great, though. I
Surprised
mean,
that never happened.
you know, I really, yeah. And I'm surprised these guys aren't dead yet.
Yeah.
Are they still around?
Well, so then one night on patrol, he came across something that little did he know would change his superhero career forever.
Oh, no. The rise and fall of James Jones.
Go! Get me 911! Go 911!
Get 911. Oh. Oh, God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Just mace the bitch. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? What the hell?
There's his first arch nemesis.
This is our nemesis. Oh my God.
Video recorded by a local production company shows Jones jumping into action to break up what he thought was a fight in downtown Seattle. But when all was said and done, police ended up arresting Jones, charging him with assault after he allegedly pepper sprayed a group of
it was so unnecessary. He didn't need to insert himself into that
Stop
situation.
inserting yourself into situations,
Investigators
Phoenix.
say Jones was mistaken yesterday when he tried to break up the fight. Instead, police say
I tell you this time and time again.
who were just horsing around on the street. But Jones, who showed up at our lobby in the past hour, insists the group was beating and kicking a man.
The video pretty much speaks for itself. I don't have to defend.
Why are you now covering up your face?
If you watch the video, we actually took snapshots of a man kicking another man several times on the ground, and it's like, it's really open and shut that there was a fight. And I think the fact that the police department, the official report says that they were dancing, is very ridiculous.
Jones, you must be noticed there wearing a helmet because police confiscated his rubber mask as evidence.
Fuckers.
The new uniform.
This is the new one until I get. Yeah, this is my new one until I get my suit back that the police stole from me. So, yeah, this is what I got.
All right.
Okay.
So he then had to go to court over this pepper spray assault altercation.
Please tell me he went in full uniform.
And the DEA said if he didn't stop interfering with police business, they would reveal his identity to the public. But
wow.
he beat them to the punch.
Comic book vigilante who has ended up on the wrong side of the law after being accused of assault dramatically unmasked himself outside one of the city's courts on Thursday, revealing the man behind the mask, Benjamin Fodor.
I'm Phoenix Jones. I'm also Ben Fodor. I also protect the city. I also am a father. I also am a brother.
Pretty handsome dude, I gotta say.
I don't know how he gets that hair in that fucking thing.
Hey, you know what? The fact that it doesn't like look like a weird little fucking.
Vowing that him and his Rain City superhero movement would continue to patrol the streets.
So yeah, like they just said, he even though he revealed his identity, he still
did it.
He's
Yeah.
still gonna keep doing it.
It's like a Superman thing.
In my area, I intend to keep making that difference.
Ben Fodor, mixed martial arts fighter, a dominating amateur on the edge of turning pro.
No. Oh, this is him?
Yep. He actually he had a match not too long ago, like 4 years ago. That I was gonna show you too, but for time's sake, we won't play it.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he's a monster.
That's cool as fuck.
Oh, hold on, we getting there.
What could possibly turn an up-and-coming MMA fighter into a real-life superhero?
He still does this?
Ben Fodor, a mild-mannered local resident, is returning to his car with his young
Origin story.
Damn.
I realized my window's been broken, and glass has been smashed on the ground out in front of the car, and he's cut himself on it. So I pick my son up, and he just starts gushing blood from his leg. I didn't know how to tell my son he was going to be safe next time we went out, and this wouldn't happen again if I personally couldn't tell him I did something about it.
Wow. Holy shit. I like this guy. Holy crap. I mean,
So a little backstory also to build off the top of that.
Yeah.
He was a middle child of 5.
Okay.
And was sent to an orphanage from his infancy until he was 5.
Wow.
During which his mother was arrested for dealing drugs.
Fuck.
From 5 to 7, he lived with his father, who tried to rob a convenience store while him, Ben Fodor, was in the car.
Holy shit. This kid has been through the ringer. Holy God.
His father was shot and killed in the attempt.
Wow.
Fodor worked with autistic children for a while, but his license was revoked due to those charges.
What?
With the assault.
Oh, the
with the
assault
thing.
charge. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about his dad dying. I'm like, what? Okay. Wow. Hey, you know what? Now he gets to beat people and get money for it, so good for him.
Yeah, but he kept his promise to the city.
Hey, come on, stop this. You don't know it. Get the fuck off me. Don't touch me. You don't fucking get off me. Get off me. Stop. I'll fucking kill you. Hold me back. Hey, hold me back.
Hold me back.
It's It's already green bean sauce. That way he doesn't feel like he needs to fight. It just diffuses everything. You know what I'm saying? Is that cool? I mean, you've been classy the whole time. I appreciate that. So if we just cross the green, and that way it just diffuses everything. Exactly. That's so if we just cross it, it'll just diffuse the whole thing. It's green. Go for it, man. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you guys crossing for me. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. Be safe.
Hold up. You better fucking get him. Get him. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, dude. Oh, come on. Come on. I want to see him do it. Fucking do it. I'm waiting for it. Fucking, come on. Punch him right in the fucking face. Let's see it.
He can't. He's got to swing first. Oh.
I know, but I'm waiting for that dude to swing first. Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on, he's a greased up fucking Guido. Come on. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Did you see him? Did you see the dude fucking flex? Like,
Yeah.
come on, the fuck. What the hell? You didn't even hit him. The fuck are you flexing for?
That's how we do it, son.
Man, in Seattle. Fucking idiot. Man, I was waiting for Phoenix Jones to just like, oh, you threw a punch. Slam him right on the fucking ground or something. But that's fine. Uh-oh.
That motherfucker instigates non-stop. You'll see.
No one touches my belt. Copy, boss. I agree.
You're like, you don't got a badge. That is ridiculous. I can buy the same $20 costume you got and put a fucking cam on my
Look, if he wants to fight, I agree because this dude's talking way too much. So if you want to
This guy has no idea.
Does he have his phone out or something?
Yeah.
What a pussy.
And he's not even the one that's going to fight. It's the big dude back here that's going to fight.
Oh my God. What a fucking
Yeah.
big
You got this
fucking
dude with
pussy.
his phone out, then you got the one in between them that's just the instigator. Like, he's so hot-blooded. Like, he's
I hate fucking people like
little
this.
big man complex.
Right. Oh, look at this dude in the fucking orange shirt. Get the fuck out of here.
You see him falling on his ass, taking off his shoes?
Right.
See, if he wants to, why not, officer? But in Washington, there's a law for the mutual combat where they, you know, if they both agree to fight, then
They don't let it happen.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You know what? That's fine.
But the cop is still like, you should be the bigger man and just walk away.
He just wants to let him know, hey, I've told you guys don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's like,
please.
you want to?
Please.
If you want
please.
to, I want
Let
to.
me see this. I want to fucking see it, please. Please, Phoenix Jones.
Now, I
beat
want
the
you to
shit
pay
out of him.
attention towards the end of this, and you'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if you catch it. I know it's kind of hard to hear.
Alright, about to see mutual combat.
Starts with a leg kick, bro.
That sounded like it hurt. Oh.
Like, what are you going to do after that?
Kick his ass. Kick his ass, Phoenix Jones. Kick his ass. Come on. You got this. Oh. Oh.
Body punch.
Come on. You got this. Oh! That hurt. That hurt. That buckled.
That leg is dead.
Dude, he can't fucking put pressure on that. A
He
few
can't
more of
lean on
those,
it.
it's going to hurt. Oh!
And now seeing Phoenix
Oh!
Jones.
All right, watch right here. Watch right here.
fighting.
Bink.
Did you hear that? The guy said, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
He gave up.
Yeah.
So it sends little man off. Watch this. He called quits though, bro. My homie called quits, bro.
Yeah, your homie did call quits, so. Oh my god. He's one of those.
Fuck that, I know how to fight. That's a cheap shot, bro. You a pussy.
Oh, shut up.
He even said, look at my nigga. He's heartbroken right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you are heartbroken that your dude just got his friend got his ass beat.
His boy is still laid out. He's
You know
like,
what?
look at my nigga over
You know
there.
what? This dude's got the unfortunate story of my friend got beat by a dude in a costume.
Right. He said, you a pussy ass nigga, dog.
You were the pussy ass nigga. You're the freaking. Sorry, I said that. But
no, fuck this dude.
But it's like you were such a hype pussy dude. Like
Oh my god.
the fuck?
All right, these are just some bonus vids, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna get into the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty.
Got his ass by the ear. No. Come here. Let me talk to you.
Come here. I'm gonna beat you with my fucking Captain America shield here. Ah!
Man, that when I said I'd play one of my personal
That's
favorites,
funny.
that's one of my personal
That's
favorites.
great. Come here, you little shit.
That and the knockout we just saw. I mean,
Yes.
obviously. All right, but here's
Would
another.
you consider his knockout cheap? Because I wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but I could see.
I could see where the dude's mad.
If that was like a reffed match, I could see
Yeah.
why that wouldn't have. Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're on the streets of
It's street-
Seattle.
yeah, it's
and
street
you had
justice.
a cop sitting there being like, "Oh yeah, you go ahead and fight," and you gave up mid-fight because you, one, didn't know what the fuck you were getting yourself into, and two,
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
"Oh, my leg fucking hurts right
Yeah,
now."
that's street side justice.
Seriously.
You guys fucking criminals? If they trip, you just me. Are you serious? Hey, what's up with this guy humiliating me? I'm Mexican, man. What's up with the sombrero?
Wait for it.
He's Hispanic. You're Mexican?
You trying to put on an accent. What does it matter?
He's not Mexican, bro.
He's not Mexican though.
No, sweet.
As far as I know, I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
he is
'Cause look,
half
this shit right here, man, you don't get past it, bro. You don't get past it, bro. Look, this is all. This is letting everybody know I'm Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you're in a fucking gang.
You were Mexican before you took your shirt off, sir.
I mean, seriously.
Are you Mexican? Are you sure? That's kind of like him trying to like make fun of us or something, man.
Make fun, man. This is my honor, man.
Well, you're not even Mexican, Holmes. If you're Mexican, I let that shit slide, man. But you're not Mexican, Holmes. You're white, bro.
Yeah.
That's just humiliating to us, bro.
If you're wearing an Argyle shirt, I'm not gonna get pissy because you're wearing
The what?
Argyle. It's Scottish.
No, it's not, man. It's Hispanic, man. This shit came from my roots, bro. I bought this shit from my roots, man.
He's talking about his sweater.
I'm just saying, man. You're trying to embarrass my culture, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like. Shit off, man. Hey, have some respect, man.
He said, I'm not taking it off.
I'm not
Look at his face. How cold-blooded was that, man? That's so white privilege of him. Yeah,
I'm
man,
not
that's
taking it
cool,
off.
but I'm not taking it off. Bro.
I would actually not say anything. It's really hard.
Sweet. It's my honor, man.
Well, that sweater you're wearing, it's from Ireland. I'm Scottish, or it's from Scotland. I'm Scottish.
Oh my goodness, bro.
That's fucking.
It's another
great.
one of my personal faves.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, you know, Phoenix Jones, you know, he made a name for himself, to say
Yeah,
the
he
least,
did.
you know, and he got plenty of exposure and love for it, you know, and
Yeah.
I mean, hell, he was even on Dr. Drew, for example.
Really?
Phoenix
I mean,
has a whole bunch of equipment here. I've
Ooh.
noticed, he's got you've got a baton that's a taser, I guess, or something. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I'm looking at like, this looks like a Batman-esque. which
So
I
the
never
dude
thought he'd
changed
say.
the sombrero to a hat.
It was probably someone else.
Maybe. What the
Okay.
fuck?
Well, it does work, but you have to be able to climb up the
It
building
doesn't
before
work.
the guy can run up the stairs, which is
You never seen a ghetto
And then tell
grappling
me
hook
about
before?
This thing here, this is quite something. It's the bat shield.
Yes,
It's a bat shield.
Bulletproof riot shield that was donated to me from Baker Ballistics.
Can you show me how it works?
Oh my god, the people are laughing. I hate it.
Now,
But wouldn't you?
So you can get the recoil, and it'll take a shotgun round at point blank, and it absorbs energy.
Can you punch it or do something to it and show me how it works?
Yeah, it really works. So just hold your ground, all right?
Yeah, it really works. But would you really carry it with you all day?
Yeah, it's good. It absorbs.
That wasn't even a full-fledged kick. Come on, you eased up on the kick
Weak
there.
sauce.
We all
Weak
know
sauce.
that. Oh my
He even
god!
had his own action figure.
Wow, good for that guy.
I mean, come on.
I want my own Phoenix Jones action figure.
And
now.
he was featured on Rogan's podcast last year.
Really?
Yeah.
And in one video, Carlos Fodor, I think his name was.
He's confusing him with his brother. Ben's brother is Carl, and they're both in MMA.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're gonna react to the knockout we just saw.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my god, you actually know how to fight. Phoenix Jones. Yeah, that's what he's called himself. Phoenix Jones. Look how he dressed.
Who was on the show with them?
I couldn't tell you. They're gonna show him though.
Okay.
So the guy's like, "Fuck you, I'll fucking kick your ass." And this is in front of the cops. He's like,
I love that. I love that the dude who was trying to fight him sounded like he was from Boston. You know what I mean? Like, and he just happened to be in Seattle.
he's telling him to back up. The guy's walking towards him.
I want to see Joe's reaction to this fight.
Yeah, he's already seen it. He's showing it to whoever's on the show.
I'm sure when he watched the leg kicks for the first time, oh my god.
For sure. Yeah, this guy's a clown. Fucking cosplay dork. Watch that. Skip ahead.
A little bit more.
He's like, okay.
Where is it?
So the guy wouldn't stop badgering him. Oh my god. And then finally, in front of the cops, they agreed to let these dudes duke it out. Holy shit. That's it right there. Let it go there. Watch this. Oh, that's when you know you made a mistake.
Yep, right there. Just the head movement, the movement
Yeah,
shit too.
the footwork.
You got a useless, and he's trying to kick too.
Yeah, right. He tried to throw it a kick there and he forgot. I didn't even see that. Body shot.
Jabbed him to the body.
I know who that guy is, but I can't think of his name. Damn, yeah, right there. The lethal.
That third leg kick's a real problem.
Yep. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. Come on. Boom!
Fourth leg kick. Yep.
And then right.
Basically hopping around.
Bam!
Now it's beat.
KO! Phoenix Jones is the winner.
Yeah, it's a mutual combat law. And cops are standing by watching this guy get brained. That's what's crazy. It's like,
They did. They just watched
like,
this
yep,
dude
another
get his
day on the
ass
job.
kicked. And I'm sure these cops even knew who Phoenix Jones was. You know what I mean? And they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're like, all right, this dude wants to get his ass kicked. We can't stop it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
That's
last
hilarious.
year. That fight was like 5 years ago, but yeah, that was last year for Rogan's podcast. So
That's awesome. And this dude's still fighting?
I don't think so. So you may be wondering why I'm bringing him up.
Okay, yeah.
To be honest with you, I've been meaning to bring him up,
A while.
but some greater things have happened this year since the light of this tale. This was literally at the beginning of this year in January.
Okay.
The guy had it all, but after 10 years of service, he retired.
Ah.
And then this happened earlier this year.
Oh, no.
Okay, then maybe you should. Are you going to behave yourself? Tell me you're going to behave yourself. Say, I'm going to behave myself. Are you going to behave yourself?
That's what I do.
Good. So are you going to behave yourself?
Yes, I will.
Say you're going to behave yourself.
I'll behave myself.
Thank you. Have a good day.
During the months following Phoenix's retirement, his social media remained active and would even occasionally feature something resembling a video log. Jones seemed reluctant to give up the superhero persona despite no longer donning the costume for regular patrols. But toward the end of the year came a sudden absence. The videos, the tweets, it all abruptly stopped. Not known for shunning the limelight, Phoenix's drop in activity was unusual. But fans wouldn't know why until 2 months later, when news broke of Phoenix Jones's latest and most unexpected arrest. As articles from the Seattle Times, Newsweek, and many other sources report, in November of 2019, two
Welcome to the
confidential
fall.
witnesses approached the Seattle Police Narcotics Division. Phoenix Jones, they claimed, was a drug dealer and had been for some time. Following the tip, a narcotics detective operating under the alias Mike began texting Phoenix with the intent of purchasing $500 worth of MDMA from the former hero. Jones requested $300 be transferred up front to his Venmo account. Days later, Phoenix arrived at the 3rd Avenue Starbucks to meet Mike. The whole interaction took less than a minute
Starbucks,
as
bro.
Phoenix exchanged a brown paper bag for the remaining $200 in cash.
Mans was slipping.
Cigarette in there? Is that what's buffing it?
Lab testing confirmed the
Dude.
substance in the bag to be what was advertised.
Dude.
The officer arranged a second meeting with Jones, but had trouble following through. Jones would postpone or fail to appear at meeting
He took the
locations
money
even
up front
after
and
accepting
he
an
didn't even follow
additional
through the
$500
next
via
time.
Venmo transfer.
Just that one time he
A
actually made the
second
drop at that
persona was
Starbucks,
created,
and since
this
then he
time a
just
female.
I think there was
Laura
two more deals and he just took the
conversational and
money.
appeared impressed when Jones asked her to Google him, revealing that the individual she had agreed to purchase cocaine from was in fact a real-life superhero.
But then he
After
responded
a
to
few
their
days of
female
building
alias.
rapport, a second meeting was scheduled. And at 11 p.m. on January 9th in the Silver Cloud Hotel, Phoenix Jones was arrested for possession of 4 grams of cocaine packaged with the intent to sell, along with various paraphernalia.
Hey, wait, what are y'all doing? No, I'm trying to catch him.
And you love these guys.
Phoenix Jones, shit! What did I do?
Posters on the Air Seattle subreddit claimed to have known about Jones's involvement in such activities for years. Anyone who knew Ben knew about his side hustle, one poster wrote. He's been dealing for years and everyone knew it, wrote another. Many scoffed at the relatively small
gotta
amounts
get
of
that
narcotics
paper.
Jones was arrested for
Man,
dealing. Some pointed
dude.
out that there were more harmful drugs than MDMA being sold on the streets of Seattle. One
Because of
poster
this
claimed
guy.
Jones carried other illicit substances,
Dude.
writing, he once accidentally gave roofies to a
I wonder if
friend,
Rogan
telling her it
knows.
was mine, which means he keeps it in his inventory.
Somebody needs to tell
In
him.
a podcast titled Super Yourself, Dark Guardian host and longtime critic of Jones interviewed former Rain City superhero Midnight Jack, who appeared saddened yet unsurprised by the news.
I've known Ben for years. Like, we're talking almost 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I've been shot at with Ben. I've been in shit. I've been in street fights. I've watched people die next to Ben. Like, I've seen a lot of stuff go down with him. So the fact that this is who he is now is extremely discouraging to me. And if you're a superhero in the Seattle area, it's over for you now. It's done.
Yep.
As Jones's
He
video
started
logs
it all.
and interviews attest, exposing drug dealers had been a prominent part of his crime-fighting efforts. Where had the impulse to enforce these ideals been coming from? Midnight Jack gave his interpretation.
How do you think he ended up this way? I think that he thought that this was going to work out. He was going to get really famous over this superhero thing. I think that was always the plan.
This is a hard one to talk about. Make my mouth dry.
Yeah, it's real sad. Real sad to see someone who kind of like stood up for justice and was a symbol. I mean, I feel like I'm talking about Batman right now.
Right.
It was. Even Jones's arch enemies seemed conflicted in their victory.
His arch enemies. I love that they're so dedicated to just, yeah, he's a superhero. Or was. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. You know.
Does his brother still fight?
I think so.
Okay, cool. I'm going to root for his brother then. But, dude.
But yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, he was a superhero, but he was also a father.
Right.
He's like, yeah, your thank yous are nice, but they ain't feeding my kid.
Fair enough.
So he thought of the smartest. I mean, it's a well thought out hustle. It's like, you know, hey, I'm a superhero. I'm cracking down on. I know who to get shit from, and I know what areas are hot and are not, and if I get caught, I can just be like, oh no, you just missed him. You just missed him, officers. But here,
drug
I
dealers
confiscated.
knew it too.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god! And you know what? The fact that him himself, and you chronologizing all of this, and he's in jail right now, so I'm sure he's never gonna hear this, or is he not?
Actually, I don't know what's happened since, and I couldn't find anything. But he was like held for like a month, and then they released him.
Probably because he made bail.
Bail, yeah. But I don't know if they ever went to trial or anything. I don't know what's up with him. But I did see something, and it wasn't really concrete, so I mean, we could take this with a grain of salt, but I did see that he was out, and during the George Floyd situation, it inspired him to go out and go back into the community and try to help. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what, bud? I'm not sure if that's the fucking... I understand people get a second chance, but you already fucked everybody's emotions while saying, oh, I'm protecting people. honestly, from my perspective, just seeing all this, and again, the roller coaster of emotion you just put me through,
Yeah, man.
go fuck yourself, man. Like, literally, absolutely go fuck yourself. Now, granted, that fight video you did with that one dude deserved it. Not gonna say he didn't deserve it. He deserved to get his ass kicked. And his hype man deserved to get a fucking punch to the face, too. But go fuck yourself. Like, for real. Like, the fact that you were doing this for 10 years and were a drug dealer the whole fucking time and never gave two shits about it, obviously. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You obviously gave no fucks about, oh yeah, I'm quote-unquote saving people, but I'm also drug dealing, putting more drugs out on the fucking street than most of these other drug dealers would.
Yeah, because he was really just a rat. He was just a tattletale.
Literally.
Calling, like we saw.
Who
He
had
had that
MMA
dude
experience.
not leave his side. He called the cops, wait till the cops were there and like, hey, this guy's selling heroin. This guy's selling cocaine.
Fuck
it's like
this
the
guy.
hypocrisy is like...
Fuck this guy. Now his fucking boy, the white non-Mexican dude wearing the sombrero, yeah, you probably needed to fix that a long time
And the fact
ago.
that he was okay with that, he was like, yeah, I think he's Mexican. I don't know, man. I really don't care. but man, yeah, it's sad. It's a little bittersweet. Like, I know I just had you, like, I gave you some hope, and then
You just took that fucking hope away, you asshole.
But it's like the old Dark Knight proverb.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Or the drug dealer.
Or the drug dealer, who was a father. But you know what? Yeah, it reigns true. Yeah. The fact that he didn't get killed while doing that was pretty incredible, we'll say. The fact that he only had a few stabbings.
Yeah, say what you want about the guy. The light of his
downfall,
of his discrepancies this year. The man was a legend. I mean, no one
In more ways than one.
No one, right? No, now
He's on the level of Donald Trump hustle.
Yeah, now he's even more legendary because what a tragic ending to that tale.
Right.
But it's like, dude, like he was.
Why do you think Seattle's in the shitter now? Because
Right.
their hero Phoenix Jones
Their
has been
hero has
exposed.
fallen.
Yes, has fallen, and now they've gone into chaos. This is all the chronicles of Phoenix Jones.
That dude
His brother
literally.
needs to take up the mantle and become the new Phoenix Jones.
He managed to do it. Like there's been so many people who have done it, but he managed to do it.
And sell a lot of drugs in the process.
We're talking 10 years. I think it was like a little less than 10 years.
How many?
Or maybe. No, it would be a little over because I remember it was like 2009 when I heard of him when he was first coming up.
How many pounds of drugs do you think he sold in that 11-year span? Or 10-year span?
10 years. Or, yeah,
Close to
roughly 11, yeah. Man.
Because they said the drug problem
they said
went
for
up.
years. They said that's been his
Yeah.
side hustle for years. So
Yeah.
And you would think he would have got like endorsements or like, but
I'm
that's
sure
the thing.
he may have. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe those just faded away once he wasn't,
Yeah.
pop.
I'm sure it was like maybe local shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe he
Yeah.
had, in some way,
free
shape, or form.
coffee at
Yeah.
Starbucks and shit.
That's why I always went to that specific one, because you got free coffee. I get the grandes for free? Fuck yeah.
Like Phoenix, don't do the drop at your fucking favorite
Local Starbucks.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
Your Starbucks, the one that you go to.
Go to the one across town, you dipshit. Like, why would you go to one that, oh yeah, I live in this area, so I'll just go to my local fucking Starbucks.
Yeah, but he got that hero syndrome. Like he was
He
probably
did.
getting bored. He probably cleaned up the streets. 10 years is a long run, and he had a team. He probably cleaned up the streets and was like, "Man, there's nothing interesting going on. Like I need to be my own. I need to create a villain. I need to create a chase. So I'll be my own villain, and that way it gives me something. I don't know, man.
Again, but like you said, his lair was not a lair. It was an over-glorified closet.
Yeah.
Or changing room.
Like who's in on that in the comic book store? Like who was like
Allowed that to
gave him
happen?
the okay? Like was that
Do
the
they still
owner
have
or was
that?
it just a clerk that was like,
Do
yeah,
they still
dude.
have it? Can I use it? Do you still have that available? Can I use it as my own changing room? Is that still available in your store? Can I be like, can I see the secret lair of Phoenix Jones? Is that like an attraction thing now that you
I was
have?
going to say, don't let any of your arch nemesis find out where you keep your costume, because it was easily accessible.
Oh, yeah.
just rearranging furniture.
Well, the real life superhero rise and fall.
Yeah, there's reasons. There's reasons why there's no such thing.
Because you'd sell too many drugs.
Drugs, man. Drugs. Kids, don't do
Cocaine's
drugs.
a hell of a drug.
Drugs always wins. Drugs.
And now it makes that other video when he was fucking with the coke dealer. It was like, oh, that's why you were fucking with that coke dealer. Okay.
I mean, because let's be honest, though. Like, what job would he have been able to do with his schedule?
MMA. That's the only one I can think of. Because it's like you only really, I mean, you can go and train every single day. And then
I was
going to
say, but he wouldn't get paid often.
No, but if he's, I mean, obviously he was when he
Not
was
as
doing
often
MMA.
as some
No.
fast money like drug selling. You know?
Well, yeah. But it's a
But he's
nice,
got a-
it's a nice little story though. To be like, oh, he's a fucking MMA fighter, and he fucking fights
And he was for a
superheroes.
while. Like I said, like I think the most recent fight I can find was in 2016, and I was going to show you that fight, but I wasn't sure how long this would be going on. But we're still under 2 hours. I don't know how we're doing it. We're on
under 2
we're on our
hours?
shit right now. Yeah, we're kicking ass, bro.
Are you sure?
We kicked ass tonight.
Oh, wow, we are.
We worked on our little thing, and we've just been grooving.
We have. Should we get to the yesterday of yesteryears?
Just about.
All right. I was gonna say we can leave the nice little sound bit for another one. That's fine.
Oh, I was just saying, if you wanted to see that fight, I could play it for you real quick. It's only like 5 minutes.
Oh no, I was talking about the Tom Cruise thing.
Oh no, let's do that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
Since everybody is aware, yes, Tom Cruise got really fucking mad at some people.
Yeah. So let's touch on that really quick.
Let's touch on that really quick.
Do you the argument of it being justified? What do you think about that?
Okay. Being as I've already viewed it, I think at first was warranted. But it's the fact that he keeps going makes it a little.
Let's play it.
Let's play it so you people can understand. And then we can give her a real view of like.
Yeah. That way, in case there's those of you who may have not heard this. So
Right.
here's some context. That's where he should have stopped. That's the cap.
Yes, right there. He should have stopped right there. But as you people are going to see, he decided not to.
I'm so glad he did.
You
and you
don't ever fucking do it again. The fact that
I
he
love that
pointed out at more
he
than
point
one person.
two other people, but then he goes back to who he's originally talking to.
and
He's like, you two, and then
and
back to
you.
and you. Like I've been saying.
That's it. Oh, jeez.
You're putting that fucking dress on.
Do it. We're gonna Epstein this shit.
Is it understood? If I see it again, you're gone. So are you. So you're gonna.
So are you.
You forgot one other person.
Right.
You're gone.
and you're gone. And you're going to be fired.
Am I clear? Do you understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that you have? Because I will deal with your reason. And if you can't be reasoned, and I can't deal with your logic, you're fired.
I want my Cambodian breast milk. I only drink the finest breast milks.
Fresh breast milks. Okay, so listening to that again.
Okay, but for those who don't know, so he's mad about a few crew members not following COVID protocols.
Yes, and they didn't have masks on, and they were like apparently in front of a monitor and some other shit, whatever. But yes, more importantly, it was because they weren't following the COVID shit. Now, like I said, at first, that was fine. The first little bit, because what it sounded like at first, and it sounded like this wasn't the first time. Like this wasn't the first time he caught this group of people not wearing them. And when it's obviously been told, wear this shit while you're on set. Maybe off a set when he's not looking fine. But when you're on set, wear your fucking mask. And they didn't follow that. So I can understand why he blows up. Now, to keep constantly going with it and then pointing out other people too and just keep going for another minute and a half, that was a bit much.
Listening it again this time. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and my little thing at the end, I feel like the one person he's yelling at is a family friend. Because it really sounds like he's had to deal with this shit more than just on the set.
Because I was going to say, listening to it this time, it sounds like it's somebody
he knows.
It's either somebody that he knows or the guys that he's yelling at, or girls that he's yelling at, is clearly someone he feels like is a valued member of their team.
And they're fucking up right now.
And this is just one thing that he's had against them for like maybe weeks.
Right. Yeah. And it just boiled over like, you listen here, you little motherfucker.
So I think that's what made him go on so long, is he just really wanted to stress like to this person, like, I'm fucking serious.
And this is what I've been dealing with all night. Man, he is intense.
Literally,
Holy shit.
movie star Tom Cruise just unleashing all of his fucking
hate,
all the shit that wakes him up in a cold sweat.
Yes, let the anger consume you. Like, it's just...
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
He gave in to all his spirits.
All of them.
With him being Scientologist, like, I'm sure he was like, all my angry spirits flow through me now.
All that money I spent better be worth it now. I mean...
Alien spirits flow through me.
So, do I think that it's not warranted? No, I feel like it's warranted. Do I think it should have gone on that long? No. You could have stopped at like 30 seconds and your point game
But
across.
again, movie sets are stressful communities, and they...
Especially with the COVID Brad Pitt.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the norm. There's always somebody yelling at somebody when they're making a movie, because movies are very passionate things to make.
Especially when you're making the next Mission Impossible movie with Brad Pitt.
Right.
Or Tom Cruise, sorry.
Right.
You know what's funny? I always get Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise mixed up for some reason. I don't know why. I always get those two fucking mixed up for some reason. Maybe because, like, I feel like they're, like, two sides of the same coin, but, like, one...
Vanilla white dudes.
Exactly. Or it's just, like, Tom Cruise is the yin to Brad Pitt's yang. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
They're, like, literally could be the same person. They're just complete opposites. And it's weird.
Like, that's clearly why he went on so long. I think it's like you said. I think it's just someone, like, he's had a talking to.
Or he's had to deal with for a while.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I am fucking done. I don't give a shit. I am going off. And somebody was either keyed enough or just really wanted some kind of news to pop off to be like, I'm recording this.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I have to hear this shit every day.
So I'm going to get some dirt on fucking Tom Cruise, you asshole. This is why you wouldn't let me eat the chili donuts, you dick. It was meant for everybody, and you just hogged them all, you fat ass. Anyways.
All right. Well, now it's time for yesterday's of yesteryears. And this is the part of the show where we discuss things that happened throughout history on this day.
Which I will say that I think we're the only podcast that does.
Yep.
That's our one claim to fame.
That was the point. Is we need stamps. We need things that are just a stamp.
Yes.
From our show. So today is December 19th, and the most memorable things that have happened on December 19th throughout history are in 1154, Henry II became King of England.
And fucked all that up, didn't he? And for years to come.
Oh, Henrys.
All the Henrys. All of them. Including the current one.
The people's champ, you are. 1777. General George Washington led his army of about 11,000 men to Valley Forge in Pennsylvania to camp for the winter.
And die. A lot of them did. I'm sure that 1,100 dwindled down to like 700 after that winter was done.
And he lost a lot of good men that day.
A lot of them that we don't even know the names of.
1842. Hawaii's independence was recognized by the U.S.
Even though we kind of just took it in the first place.
Yeah, they were like, independence? What independence?
Yeah, it was like we were a thing before you guys came here, you assholes. You killed our fucking king. You fucking dicks.
1843. Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol was first published in England.
Wow.
1871. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that one. 1880.
That was not cool.
Yeah. 1887. Jake Kilrain and Jim Smith fought in a bare knuckles fight, which lasted 108 rounds in 2 hours and 30 minutes. The fight was ruled a draw and was halted due to darkness. So they were willing to keep going.
The darkness? So you didn't have any fucking candles around?
Where you at? I can't see you.
Oh my god. Probably punching the walls and shit. Dude, how bloody do you think their knuckles were? 102 rounds, you said?
Bare knuckles.
Ow! Fuck!
106 rounds.
You guys want to be gangster? I want to see some fucking bare knuckle fucking fighting out in the fucking hood. Come on now. No guns, no nothing. Just tape up your fist and fucking fight.
These pussies nowadays will just shoot you.
I know. Come on. You go bare knuckle. Maybe that should be the challenge. Like if a dude's gonna pull a gun, it's like, you could shoot me, or do you want a bare knuckle fight instead?
You could shoot me, but are you willing to fight me for 106 rounds?
In 2
bare
hours.
Knuckles.
Before the sun goes
Till
down.
the sun goes down.
Your call.
1903, the Williamsburg Bridge opened in New York City. It opened as the largest suspension bridge on Earth and remained the largest until 1924. It was also the first major suspension bridge to use steel towers to support the main cable.
So where is that going to? Is that to Coney Island and back, or is that...
It connects the Lower East Side of Manhattan to Brooklyn.
Oh. There's a bunch of water in between?
At Broadway near Brooklyn Queens Expressway.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the East River.
Oh, okay. Man, you know, if anybody listens to this and they live in New York and they're just like, God, yeah, you fucking idiot. Like,
you uncultured fuck.
You uncultured swine.
1907, a coal mine explosion in Jacobs Creek,
West Virginia. Oh, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Killed 239 workers.
Ouch. And that's why it wasn't a thing anymore. That's why it's just left for West Virginia.
1917, the first games of the new NHL were played. 5 teams made up the league. Toronto Arenas, Ottawa Senators, Quebec Bulldogs, the Montreal Canadiens, and the Montreal Wanderers.
And only 2 of those still exist.
1918, Robert Ripley began his Believe It or Not column in the New York Globe.
Believe it or not, I'm insane. No, I'm kidding.
1959, Penn State's Nittany Lions beat Alabama 7-0 in the first Liberty Bowl football game. Also in 1959, Walter Williams died in Houston, Texas at the age of 117. He was said to be the last surviving veteran of the U.S. Civil War.
Wow. Damn.
1972, Apollo 17 splashed down in the Pacific, ending the Apollo program of manned lunar landings.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it blew up. That's the other one, sorry. That's the other shit. That's the other shit that blew up, my bad.
1973, Johnny Carson started a fake toilet paper scare on The Tonight Show.
Really? Really?
And I have no idea what that is, so we're going to take a quick look at that.
Yeah, let me take a quick look at that.
Toilet paper doesn't. Not so, folks. It's a
called Revenge Toilet Paper. Sold at the new product showcase at Irvine, Texas, around $5. Practical joke for guests they go into the bathroom.
That's fucking cruel and diabolical.
Right. You can't rip the toilet. It's terrible. Do you just like take the roll, wipe your ass, and put it down the toilet, and hopefully it just rolls the rest of the shit into the toilet? Like
You have to like feed it to
right,
it slowly,
feed it
like
into
a
the
hose.
toilet. Yeah. That's terrible.
Oh man, 1979, ESPN televised its first NHL game. The teams were the Washington Capitals and the Hartford Whalers.
Which hard to think anymore.
Figures. 1984.
But they are now the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, okay. 1984, Wayne Gretzky, at 23, of the Edmonton Oilers, became only the 18th player in the NHL to score more than 1,000 points.
Yep. And he's considered the greatest, wouldn't say the greatest hockey player, the greatest scoring hockey player of all time. Because I'm not sure how his defense was. I haven't really gone back and looked at that, but I am pretty sure it wasn't too great.
Yeah, he was totally an offensive player.
Obviously.
1985. John Stenrud announced his retirement from the NFL. The football kicker held the record for the most career field goals with 373.
Wow. Holy fuck.
1990. Bo Jackson, Los Angeles Raiders, became the first athlete to be chosen for All-Star games in 2 sports.
He was, and he was such a good player. And he played for Kansas City Royals, which it's so sad, but like, oh my God, if he hadn't gotten hurt. If he had not gotten hurt while playing fucking football, imagine the career that guy would have had. I mean, there's been specials on it and all that shit, but the pace he was going on in both baseball and football, he would have made it to both Hall of Fames, hands down. Would have made it to both Hall of Fames, no questions asked.
Damn, that's a shame.
It was such a shame, dude. Especially if you ever watched any baseball highlights of Bo Jackson. He's the famous one of him like running on the wall when he makes a catch.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was just that athletic. It was so stupid, so dumb.
Natural.
There will never be another Bo Jackson, and I mean that full-heartedly. There may be athletes that come out, all generations. There will never be another person like Bo Jackson.
Full stop.
Never.
1996, the School Board of Oakland, California, voted to recognize Black English, also known as Ebonics. The board later reversed its stance.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
Oh.
Nah.
That lasted about a month.
Right, yeah. Just for the month of February.
Right. Nice 28 days.
Right.
You get your 28 days.
If we don't get the 30, nah, we give you the leap year. We don't give a fuck about that month. We just put the Super Bowl there. That's about it. So you guys have that.
1997, Titanic opened in American movie theaters. 1998, U.S. President Bill Clinton was impeached on 2 charges of perjury and obstruction of justice by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Getting his dick sucked.
Also in 1998, a 4-day bombing of Iraq by British and American forces ended. We were shitting on them.
After 4 days of bombing them, Jesus Christ.
After 4 days, they're like, yeah, I don't think they're going to hit us. Yeah, I don't think they're going to hit us back.
Oh, yeah, we can fly really low and just do it real quick. It'll make it a lot more easy, you know? We don't have to wait for the wait time with a we can just right away. God.
Like in 4 days, how do you have anywhere else to bomb?
Dude, they were literally just bombing the holes they were already bombing. Yeah. Like, there was no, they're just like, oh, wait, I see a little patch of land, fucking bomb it. Like, they were just literally trying to make a crater.
With missiles.
Yes.
2000. The UN Security Council voted to impose sanctions on Afghanistan. The UN Security Council voted to impose sanctions on Afghanistan's Taliban rulers unless they closed all terrorist training camps and surrendered U.S. embassy bombing suspect Osama bin Laden.
Good fucking luck. How well did that work?
Yeah, we know how that went.
Yeah, seriously. We all had to have, like, you know what's
fucking
crazy?
Like 8, 9, wait, no.
Years later?
Yeah, gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. And then, you know, like it's a fucking national sporting event. Yay, we got him! And then the fucking terrorists are still at it still. So, you know, that was a great fucking moment in American history. J. Cole said it best. He's like, he literally saw white people sitting in there like cheering like it was like they just won like the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, like there's still been terroristic threats and bombs and attacks or whatever
on us,
and we're just
since
like,
then.
yay, we caught the dude that's been hiding under a hole for that long.
It looks like shit, by the way.
Yeah, like literally, he was been in a hole.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah, and,
but we got him.
And finally, in 2003, images for the new design for the Freedom Tower at the World Trade Center site were released. The building slopes into a spire that reaches 1,776 feet.
Yay.
America.
America! Fuck yeah! Here to save the motherfucking day, yeah! Yeah. Oh, God, I love that. If you guys don't know what movie that is, go fucking culture yourselves.
But that was the most eventful things that happened in yesterday's of yesterday.
America!
And that'll do it for this entry. So, if you have anything you would like to share or contribute to the show, you can go ahead and direct that to won'trememberthingpodcast@gmail.com. That is won'trememberthingpodcast@gmail.com. Don't you dare put an apostrophe in won't. Or it won't.
You won't fucking find us.
Yes. I was going to say, or it won't be pulled up, but...
Yeah, that too.
Anyway. With that, we love you, and we'd say thanks for listening, but you probably won't remember a thing. That's it.
That's it.
Is it understood?
If I understood, you fuckface. It would have been more funny if he was like, do you understand me, you fuckface? You just put the emphasis on it. Like, I don't think you understand I'm talking to you. You fucking asshole.
And you. We're fucking gone.
He's the asshole,
Goodbye.
You're the butt cheeks.
Come together and
Together
be
you
the
guys
shit.
make one ass, all right?
You should be coming together.
Assholes who